This video is going out by request, and it's not a DJ video. What I want to talk about today is record collecting and some tips and tricks I've picked up along the way. I've been collecting records for most of my life. I've got stuff back here that's been in my family since 1975. I've got stuff that I picked up, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I've learned some tips and tricks along the way that I thought I'd share with you. The first thing is allocate a space in your home for your records. It's best to make sure that you don't outgrow the goldfish bowl that you've allocated for your records. I've got a wall of them back here, but I don't want to go any bigger than that. Now, this could be as simple as a record crate that holds, I don't know, 50 or 60 records. If you're not careful, this stuff could take over your home. And if you think I'm kidding, I know some people who just live amongst stacks of records. They never have time to listen to all of it. It's never organized. It's an absolute mess. The other thing I want to suggest is that you organize your records. Now, when it comes to doing this, do it in a way that makes sense to you. You're not building a library for anybody else, or you're not putting together a record store. I know people who do albums by artist, but then they do 12-inch singles by song. And then there are people who do everything alphabetically, but in musical categories. Like what I've done is I put everything back here that's mainstream in alphabetical order by artist. And then I have a couple of smaller collections that are just 70s disco. And I have one that's also just freestyle music. Now, the reason I've done it this way is because I've got some freestyle and some 70s disco back there that I'm not that familiar with. So I don't know if I would necessarily dive into this cabinet to look for, I don't know, Sapphire or Noel. But if I'm thumbing through my freestyle collection, I might happen to see it and, hey, I'm going to put it on. But the things that I am familiar with, they're in alphabetical order. But do it however it makes sense to you. Remember, this is your collection. It's very easy to go into a charity shop and find a bunch of records that you want to try. You want to check them out. You want to see if you like them or not. And you get them. Or maybe you're just trying to fill that big space that you've allocated in your home with records. It's okay to listen to the record and decide whether or not you love it or not. In fact, I recommend that you don't keep anything that you don't absolutely love. Again, this is a private collection, so it doesn't matter. If you don't like the record, don't keep it. But if you like the record, definitely keep it. And don't overpay for anything. Sometimes you'll go into a shop and you'll see this record, oh, $45, but I love it. I've never seen it before. Is it worth $45? Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. What I would suggest is to go onto a website like Discogs on your smartphone and look the record up. It'll tell you what it's going for, plus shipping. You can take that information and gauge it against what you're looking at right in front of you. Now, sometimes it's cool just to buy a record at a store just for the experience of doing so. I do it when I'm traveling. I do it when I'm in Europe or in New York or in Los Angeles. And I remember those times. Sometimes I'll pull a record out and say, yeah, I remember when I picked this up with Morrow in Riverside, California. Or I remember getting this with Sebastian in Bremen, Germany. That kind of stuff is fun. But just be careful. You don't have to spend all your money on records. In fact, most of my records aren't really valuable. If you look them up, see what the price is on them, they're not much. I've got a few back there that are worth quite a bit, but most of the stuff that I just have it because I love it. Something that's happened to me so many times is I'll get so excited about a record that I found, I'll bring it home and discover I already had it. When you have a lot of records, sometimes you forget the stuff that you pick up. How can you avoid that? Well, it's easy if you're just starting out your collection. You can catalog your records on that website, Discogs, that I was talking about. So you can put all your records in there. You can put them in by catalog number. And then you can easily access your Discogs account on your smartphone to see if you have a record or not. Now me, I haven't cataloged everything. I started to, but then my collection changed and grew. And I haven't been back to the website in a couple of years. But if you're just getting started, if you can discipline yourself to catalog your stuff on Discogs, it's going to help you a lot and prevent you from buying doubles. But sometimes you want doubles. The Police's album Synchronicity. Not like the album, but did you know there are 36 different variations of cover art on that album? Yeah, for real. I've got 3 of them right here, and they're all a little different. They may look the same at a glance, But take a closer look at the little clips of pictures in each one of the stripes. They're all a little different. And again, there are 36 of them out there. So if I see a copy of Police's Synchronicity for, I don't know, a couple bucks, and it looks like something that I don't already have, I might pick that up. And if I already have it, or I don't want it, it's okay to throw things back into the pond. I do it all the time. I give things to charity shops. I trade them with other DJs. I don't sell. I buy a lot, but I don't sell. That's just me. I don't like to do that. But if you want to sell, you can on a website like Discogs. Or, alternately, you can bring them to the local record store and see what they'll give you for them. But Discogs is a pretty solid site. I will say, if you're into record collecting, please get familiar with the site. You can find cool stuff on there to buy, too. So there are just a few tips for you. If you like this video, maybe I'll do more. And we'll look at some more records and talk about some kind of weird stuff that's in this collection. I don't know. Let me know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Practice and enjoy.